Welcome to MacroCode. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. So today we are going to proceed with the employees management system. So on our previous video, we did something about employees leave applications. So as you can see, we have our employees list here, and we were able to see how you can do some adjustments for the leave and apply for the leave application. So you can see on our employee list, you're able to track the leave balances for the employee. And what we did, whenever we create an employee, whenever we create a leave application, then you are able to deduct some leave application on our employee adjustment table and also add some entries. So I'm going to just proceed now and be able to see what we did before we actually change something today. So here we'll do an attachment, and when we save this leave application, so what happens is we created a table on where these leave applications are being tracked. So what happens is when you approve the leave application here, you'll be able to see that our leave adjustments are deducted. That is, our leave for this particular employee are deducted. Let me just open our database. So on this database of ours, we created a table called leave. Let me just open so that you're able to see what is happening. So under employees tables, we have a table called leave adjustment entries. So this is where all the leave adjustments are done. So you can see we have the leave period, the employee ID, the number of days. For example, you see I have added this leave, number of days, and the adjustment type. Then if we go to that leave that is employee, you'll be able to see that I've added a lot of leave days here. You see I've added 46, 45, but the leave day should be 30 days. So you can see it is actually now a negative 46, 15 leave days. So what should happen is we should be able to validate our application so that it doesn't allow this kind of scenario to happen. But what I want us to do today is on our database, you'll be able to see we have this table. So I want us to actually have these entries. So what I'm going to do is I want us to scaffold. So I'm going to scaffold. I'll just do here scaffold. I'm going to stop this. So I'm going to right click, add, then we say new scaffolded item. Then I'm going to have, in fact, there is no need of, let's just scaffold, but I don't see any need of doing that. So then here we'll just have now our leave adjustment entries. Then we can have our leave adjustment entries. So we want to see the leave adjustment entries on our interface. So currently we just have the data, that is the table holding these leave adjustments. But in case HR want to see these adjustments, so they need to have an interface to preview them. So if you're new to this channel and you like what you are doing, comment down below. And in case you want to have this source code, you can actually claim, and we'll be able to send you a link where you can download the source code. So we'll share the source code with you if you claim the source code. So we are still enhancing this application, and we'll be able to have everything in order. So as you can see, we now have our leave adjustment entries controller, and we now have our folder here. Then you see we have now we have the entries here. So I want just to copy what we have under employees, so just to have the same styling. So I'm going to copy this. So what we noted is on our leave adjustments entries, we are not creating these leave adjustments. So it will be automatically pre-populated when you add, that is when you apply for leave and when there is an adjustment done by the HR. So here I'm going to do here. So I'll just do div. I'm going to close. So I'm going to do that. So here, let me just see if this is that. I think that's okay. So I'll call this leave. So I'll just do here leave adjustments. So the next thing is I want us to have, so for the leave type, employee, here I'll do full name. Want us to view the full name of the employee. So do we need this leave start date? I don't think so. Do we need, we need an adjustment date and the adjustment type. So here I'll just do description. So I don't need the description, adjustment description, or we can leave it. So we can also remove the leave start date and end date. Then we can have that. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to have these on our layout so that you're able to see them. So I'm going to have it within a leave application, or we can have it under HR and payroll. Yes, let's just have it here. So here I'll just do leave adjustments. So on the leave adjustments, we'll now take our controller here, which is the leave adjustment entries. So I'm going to copy that and have it here. So the only thing that we need to have within our leave adjustment index page, when you go to leave adjustment index page, we don't need to have the edit. So the only thing that we need is to view. So we should be able to view the leave adjustments, and we should not allow someone to manipulate, because these leave adjustments are being done by the system automatically, and we should not allow anyone to manipulate or add. The only person who should inject these adjustments is the HR, and when you're applying for leave, the system will automatically deduct. So let's just launch our application and see what is happening. So if you are new to this channel and you like what we are doing, comment down below, then we should be able to do what you request. So I'm going to log into the system. Then if I just log in, I'm going to add this, then sign in. Then as you can see here now, I have my leave adjustments. So if I click there, you'll be able to see now my leave adjustments. So this is not leave employees list, and these should be employees leave adjustments. So if we do that, so let me just apply my changes here. Then our application should refresh, and it should now give us these leave adjustments. So here, instead of saying edit, we should say view. So I'm going to update that. Here I'll just say view. Then I can say here maybe success. So if I do that and update my changes, I should now be able to have our leave. So as you can see here, an HR is able to see that there was a leave on this leave period 2024. An employee called Obadiah applied for this number of days. So this was a number of days that was adjusted. And what was it? It was leave taken, and it was a negative adjustment. So the adjustment type is actually negative. So what happens if we want an employee? So if you come to an employees list, you'll be able to see that we have the employee number, the full name, phone number, email address, leave balance, and you should be able to see the status, whether it's active or not. So what I want us to do, I want to separate the employees list from the leave balances. So I'm going to create another tab for leave balances. Then I'm going to show you how we are going to go about it. So I'll just go to my layout. Then I'll just create another tab here called leave balances. So if I just do that, then I say leave balances. Then here I'll say leave balances. So this will give us the leave balances for all the employees within the company. So what I'm going to do also, I'm going to create another controller. I want to create another controller that will now help us to get the leave balances of all the employees. So I'm going to just do a controller, which is actually an empty one. Then I'll show you what we need to do with it. So this will be just for So I'll just say leave balances controller. So if we do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the employees. So I'm going to copy this controller here for the employees. Then let's go to leave balances. We should be able to have this constructor. Then I'm going to replace this everything here with what we have here. So I don't think we need the I configuration, so I'm going to remove that. We only need application DB context, so I'm going to remove that. So after I've done with that, so under index, I'm also going to copy what is under employees here. So I'm going to copy this. So under leave balances controller, I'm going to insert this here. Then I always like to have, we can say var result, then is equals to, then I always want to apply, so this should be, I should do here async, then I can say task, then I can do action result, then I can close it that way. So I always want to have this way, then I just do a return view result. Then here what I usually want to do is also to apply a one dot per line rule, so which I do it that way so that it is easy for you to read. So you see now we have here our employees, that is our employees, but now let's change this. Instead of reading from employees, I want us to do something. If you go to, yeah, I think we can just do employees. Yes, let's just do employees, then I'll show you what we can do. So then under employees, let's just duplicate. I want us to duplicate these. I want us to get the employee number, the full name, so and the leave balance. So that those are the only thing that I want us to have. So I think we can actually copy everything here. Then let's just go to our leave balances. So just do leave balances. So where is it? We are looking for a folder called leave balances. So let me just minimize this. Then I think we've not created this. So let's just create another folder called leave balances. So this should be the same as the name of the controller so that you don't get yourself into trouble. So ensure the name leave balances is the name of the folder. Then I'm going to create an index page. So I'm going to create that. Then I just do that. Then I'm going to add that. Then here I'll just say leave. So I'm going to do here leave balances. So if we do leave balances, there is no creation here. So this is just a list of leave balances. And here you'll say employees leave balances. So these leave balances, I only want to see the employee number, the full name, and I don't want the phone number. I don't want all this. I just want the leave outstanding balance, and I also want to have the leave allocated balance. So I'll just say allocated. Let me just do that. I don't want the status, and I only want to view. So I don't want this status as well. So here I don't want all these. So here I'll just do allocated. Here you should be having allocated. Under employees, let me just go there. If we go here, we should be having a field called allocated leave balances. So if I just go here, it is actually one of the fields that we added, this one. So that is what I want us to preview on our index. So I'll just append it here. Then I'm going to remove all these, retain the view, remove a status, and I just want to have, so I'll have the employee number, full name, allocated days, leave outstanding, balance. The same thing here. Yes. then we should now be okay. So if I just launch our app, we should be able to be redirected to this page. So let's just launch our app. So on our employees, we'll now be having our leave balances. So HR should be able to, in just as simply, see the leave balances of the employees and their allocated leave balances. So from here now, we can now have maybe the adjustments. In case I want to adjust the leave application for a particular kind of employee, then they can be able to do that. So I'm going to add here. So I'm going to do that. So if I log in, then access our application. So under HR and payroll, you'll be able to see now we have the leave balances. And as you can see now, it is quite simple. We have the employee number, the full name of the employee, then we have the allocated leave balances, and we have the leave balance. So from here, we can actually now say, in case we want to assign adjustments. So we can provide another tab here, can provide another column, and we can say action. Then we can do here one thing. We can actually have another button here to do leave adjustments. So if we just do, we can say here, lock, then you can say adjust. So if we do that, apply changes, then you should be able to see another column whereby now HR should be able to adjust the leave balances for that particular kind of employee. And you can see this is, you can change the color. So I'm going to have this as a success. So if I apply the changes, we should be able to change this, and we now have the success color. So you can see now the HR should be able to adjust the leave for this particular kind of employee. So how do you do that? So to do that, I want us to provide a simple form here, actually within leave balances. So I'm going to provide another action called adjust. So I'm going to provide another action called adjust. So let's just click here. Then I'm going to do here, can say adjust. I'm going to create another reserve view. Then I can say adjust leave balance. So if we do that, adjust leave balance, I want us to have now here, I want us to have the leave entry. You see this leave entry create. So I want us the one that we've just done. So I'm going to copy this. Then I'm going to paste it here within adjust leave type. So if we do that, I'm going to update this to adjust leave. So adjust leave, say I can call it adjust employee leave. So here it will be adjust. Let me just do here adjust. Sorry, it will be adjust adjust. Let's say adjust employee leave balance. So this will be done per employee. So an HR may want to adjust leave balance for a particular kind of employee. So here I'm going to do this is 12. Then here I'll just have my row here. I'll do div class row. So if I do that, I can. Then I'm going to do here call md12. Then after that, I'm going to copy this. Can have here 6. Then I can close this now. I can do this div. So we'll have the leave. So what we'll need to have is the only thing that I want us to do is the HR should be able to put the leave period. We can have that as the leave period. We can have, they should be able to choose an employee, indicate the number of days. Adjustment date, this should be system generated. Leave start date and leave end date, we should not be able to have this. We can actually have the leave adjustment date to be done by the HR. Then start date and end date, that is automatically done by the, then adjustment description, they can put it. Then adjustment type, they can also put it. Then you can say adjust leave. So let's just finalize with our form to ensure that it looks better. So I'm going to do this, close here. I'm going to do that. So I'm also going to add this here. You do that. So if you're new to this channel and you like our series, comment down below, and you can even consider buying us coffee. We will really appreciate. So I'm going to have that. So let me just close this. So you can also add this. So I'm going also to close that. So I can do that. Then here I'll also add this. So I can do DAV. So if we do that, I'm going to format. Let me just, within the form, we need to have two closing div. So here I'll just do div. I need another one. So then I can format my code. So as you can see, we now have our employee leave adjustment form, but we are borrowing more from our leave adjustment entry. So let's just go to our create for this type of, so we are actually going to borrow this because on our leave adjustment, we don't create. So I'm going to borrow them, then go to leave balances, then add, here I'll just do leave. So this will be, we'll copy that, then rename it to leave adjustment balance. That way. Then you see under system code here, we want to see the description. Then for employee, we want to see the full name. So if we do that, we'll be able to see that, and we can actually annotate this here as 80 get. Then we can also copy what we have within our leave adjustment entry that is scaffolded, and I'm going to have it here. Then go back to our leave balances. Then I can just add it here. Then we can have these as a, so we'll have this as a leave adjustment balance, and it is actually now a post method, and I'm going to remove all these here. So I'm going to remove this. So if we do that, we are expecting now HR to send us this leave adjustment, and if we do that, we should be able to, this should be description, and this should be full name. So if we do that, then what happens is the leave adjustment type here, I hope we have, so let's just check on our add leave. So we'll be having our leave period, we'll be having our employee number, the number of days, the leave adjustment date, the adjustment description, and the leave adjustment type ID. I think that is all that we need. Then instead of form, then SP action create, we need to do form, then here we'll just do balance. Yeah. But now I want us to do something. You remember on our form, we are actually navigating here from this area. So we are sending, so here we'll just do leave adjustment. Then I want us to supply the employee ID that we are actually updating the leave adjustment. So here I'll just do ID. I think you can do that. Then here we'll say, here we will do now the employee ID. So is this the employee ID? So here we are looping. think here we are looping employees, right? Let's just check. Yes, we are looping the employees, so that is okay. So let's just go back to our controller, and here we are expecting the int. So here I'll just say int ID. So this will give us the employee ID, and here I want us to, for the leave adjustment entry. Remember leave adjustment entry? We are actually doing, so I'm going to do here, I'll just do that, then I'll say leave adjustment. Then I'm going to initiate, I'll just say new. Then if I do that, I can actually assign an employee ID. So I'll say employee ID is equals to the ID that is being supplied. So if I do that, then when our form will be saved, it will be having our employee ID. So then what I need to do is to return this view here. And we can actually go back to our, if we go back to our adjustment, we'll be having the employee ID selected. So on our leave balances here, the employee ID should be selected. You see here, we should be having, we say ID. Actually, we should be doing ID. So that employee ID that we select should be pre-selected here. So let's just do that and check. So if we launch our application, we should be able now to work with that specific employee that we've selected, and we should be good to adjust the leave balances. But before we adjust the leave balances, I want us to, let's just launch our application and we see how it works. Then we'll be able to add something small. So let's just launch. I'm going to sign in, and I'll be changing this login screen, guys. So let's just log in and see. So if we do that, then go to HR and payroll, then under leave balances, you'll be able to see I have my leave balances. But if I click adjust, it should take us to the leave balances adjustment leave form that we've just created. You can see, and you'll be able to see our employee is actually pre-selected. So let's just see what is wrong with our form. It should be in 2 columns. So I'll just do here, call D6, then close that. Should be able to, so I can actually do, let's just do this. Hope this is okay. Let's just check what is wrong here. Let's remove one. This is okay, that is okay. We close that. That is closed. And this is okay. This is okay. So let's just stop and see. So this is okay. This is okay. So I'm trying to have 2 columns. This is okay. That is okay. Here it's saying form. So this is leave adjustment. So I'm going to, does it need another? No, it should be okay. So let's just launch again and see. So we should be having now our form in appearing as columns. So let's just log in. So I'm going to do here admin. Then if I just sign in, and we can go to our leave balances here, then we can now do adjust. So you can see we have our form now. So here it just say 2024. Then our employee here, you see the first one is already pre-selected. We can have the number of days. Then you can indicate the adjustment date that you want this to take effect. So then we can also indicate the adjustment type. But you can see there is something good that has happened. You can see we have all of our options, the male, female. So this is wrong. The only thing that you should be able to see is the positive and negative. So what that should happen is we need to restrict that, we need to go to our adjustment type. Then we just do here, we'll just do dot where, so we'll just do x is equals to, just do that, then x dot system code is equals dot code, is equals to, so here we should actually now refill with adjustment type. So this adjustment type, and to have that we should have something here called include dot include, then we do y equals to y dot system code. So after that, I think we should be okay, and we said you should be able to do a 1 dot per line rule so that you have your code a bit clear. So if I do that, so what happens if we, so let's just confirm if the adjustment type is what we should be doing. So if we come here, you'll be able to see it's actually called leave adjustment. So let's just update that accordingly. So this should be leave adjustment. So what happens if someone applies for leave? So we are going to reuse what we had done on our leave application. So first thing first, we need to create leave adjustment entries. So you see the leave adjustment date, the leave period. So all these are being pre-populated. So the only thing that will happen is I want to get, so we should change this to negative. So for the leave adjustment description, we should actually take one of what the HRs are keyed in. So I want us to come here, then I'll just do here leave adjustment entry. I'll just do leave adjustment entry dot description is equals to, I want to get what the HR has indicated. Then I just concatenate. I want to concatenate with the leave adjustment type. So I want to concatenate with my leave adjustment type. So the leave adjustment type is, I want to see if the HR did a negative or positive adjustment. So what I will do, I'll just pick my leave adjustment type here. I want to get the adjustment type that has been done. So I'll just paste this here, and I'll actually filter. So this will be variable. Then I'm going to, this will not be negative, but I'll now take ID is equals to leave adjustment entry dot adjustment type ID. So if I do that, I should now be able to get my leave adjustment type. Yes, so that is okay. So you see I've now taken that, and here I'll now add the description from the system. I'll just do, so I want to ensure that I know whether the HR has done a positive leave adjustment or negative. So I'll just update that and say description. So this will give me whether that is a negative leave adjustment or positive. Then I can actually do here, let me just do that, then put in an hyphen, then have that. So after that, remember our application is doing audit logs, so we need to have the user who is logged in. And you see we're actually duplicating mostly these users. So I'll show you how we can reduce these duplicates. Then I'll have it on our user details. So whenever an entry is saved, so this entry will be saved. So what happens to our employee table? We should be able to update our employee table. And we actually did that on this form when we are doing the leave adjustment. So I'm going to copy this as well. And here, when that is successful, we should get the leave, that is the employee that is being adjusted. Then we do that, then we now calculate with the leave number of days. And here we should check if the leave type is positive, we should actually add. If the leave type is negative, we should subtract. So what happens is we should be able to take this and say if, so I'm going to do here something. So I'll just say if this dot code is equals to positive. So this is when HR is doing a positive leave adjustment. So if the leave adjustment is positive, we should do that. Else, you can only do two things. Whether it is an adjustment or positive adjustment or negative adjustment. So for the negative adjustment, the HR here will say the leave balances will be subtracted from the number of days that has been supplied. If it is positive, we should actually add. So we should take the balances that are there and we add. Then after that, we now update our employee and everything should be okay. So let's try to save now our changes and we see if our app is working or we are just doing some things that are not working. So I'm going to have our breakpoint here. Then let's just have this in practice and see if it will work. So we are going to do a positive adjustment for one of the employee so that you're able to see how this works. So if you're new to this channel and you like what we are doing, you can comment down below and subscribe to our channel, and be assured that we'll be covering most of the topics that you are not will not be able to find them on YouTube. So I'm going to leave adjustments. Then you see this employee that has a negative leave days. So we can try to adjust this leave employee. Then I'm going to have this as 2024. Then the employee is selected. Then I'm going to have a 415. Then I'll just have this is my day. Then I can say adjusting leave details. Then I'll do a positive one. So if I click adjust, there is something that is happening. So this is what is happening. Our model is trying to misbehave here. So let's just remove that for now. But we'll have to refresh. So let's just now, let me check it is wrong. Nothing. Let's just try to launch our app. Then we should be able to have everything okay. So there we go. Our app is launching. So I'm going to have this have here. So I'm going to pass my password. Then if just forgotten my password, sign in. So let's just log in here. So leave balances, then adjust. This is the person, Jose. So if I click here, you'll see that Jose is selected. I'll just do 2024. Then here I'll just do 415. And then I'll put here 2024. And I can have my leave adjustment as a description as leave adjustments for Jose, and it's positive. So if I click adjust, you'll be able to see that we have now hit our breakpoint. So if I proceed, we should be able to know whether I'm doing a negative or positive leave adjustment. You'll be able to see here it is a positive leave adjustment. So the leave type description we are changing to ensure that it is taking the, so you'll be able to see our leave description. It is leave adjustment for Jose, positive. Then you get the user is logged in and we supply the changes. So yes, so there is something wrong there. Cannot insert implicit values to when identity is set to off. So what needs to happen here is let's just check, confirm. Let's repost the data. Then if we do that, we should be able to see how these here. So these, you'll be able to see that we have the ID as number 8. So that should be wrong. So then we have, it is actually taking the employee ID. So what should happen here is we are doing insertions. So what we will actually do here is to do leave entry then ID, we just give it 0 because you're actually inserting. Then let's launch our app. So we should be able to have a new entry here and a leave adjustment entry. So let's just do that. The reason as to why we are getting that is because here we specify the ID as employee here. So it is actually taking this ID. So I'm going to do that. Then I'll just do here. Then if I save, I should be able to log in, then leave details. So if I do leave adjustment and do 2024, that is the employee we are adjusting, let's say 1000 leave days, and we want to do positive adjustment for Jose, it is positive, save. So let's just proceed to here. I'm going to remove that. Then here we should be able to have our ID as 0. So this should actually insert. So if we do that, yeah, so you see we have something wrong here. It is actually redirecting to index, which should not happen because we will not have updated our employee table. So you see, if you come here, you'll be able to see our ID 2024. The employee is number 8. We've done 8,000, that's 1,000. And this is the description. You see, it is actually leave adjustment for Jose positive. Then you see the adjustment type. So here, instead of redirecting to our index, we should remove this, and not actually remove, but cut it, and we should have this here. So you should have this here. So if this is saved, so we should have it there. So they can also, let's just do that. We'll try to arrange this. So if you come to our employees, you'll be able to see that the leave balance for Jose is still 4,615. But that should not be the case. So I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to launch our app. Then you should be able to update those changes. So let's just log in. So if you're watching our videos and you have not subscribed, please subscribe so that you help us to reach more people, and you also make us grow, and we will really appreciate. So I'm signing in, then we'll be able to see how this works. So then if I go to leave adjustment, let's just do the same leave adjustment for Jose. I'm going here for Jose, then do 2024. We can actually do for 4615, which will take us, it will give us now 0. Then I can do leave adjustment positive. If I hit that, it goes that way, then it has saved. So you see, it has now given us 4645. So our calculation is wrong, right? It has done leave balance is equals to employee allocated leave days, which was negative, then plus leave adjustment leave days. So I think we'll be able to see that. So if we do negative leave adjustment, let's just do negative leave adjustment. We will be doing another leave adjustment here for Jose. We can say 4615, and here we'll say negative. So then we should be able to see what will happen. So if I save that, let's just remove now a breakpoint. Sorry. So you can see it has actually removed. So if we go to leave balances, we should be able to see all that. If we go to leave entries, leave adjustments, we should be able to see now that there are some entries that were done by HR here. And what we need to do is we should be able to track who did these leave adjustments. So, and remember that on our leave adjustments table, let's just run, you see, on our leave adjustment table, we have the employee ID. So you see this employee ID, we can actually tell who did these things. So the only way that we need to do is, I want us to do something. You see on our leave adjustments, we have the employee. So this employee is actually what is inserted here. But I'll add some columns so that you're able to track who did what. So to do that, you can actually come to leave adjustment entry, and you can do here user activity. So this will add all the fields that we all know, the created by, created on, modified, and modified on. So if you do that and you do you add migrations, those tables should be added, and you should be able to track the activity by the person who actually logged in and did those entries. So I'm going to do add migration, then do leave adjustments. So if we press enter, our leave adjustment, that is our leave adjustments table, will be added these new columns, and you should be able now to track if the leave adjustments were done by the HR or were done by the employee when they were applying leave. So you see our form, the leave adjustment migration file already exists. So you can say updates. So we try to reuse the same name. So if we do that, we should be able to run and generate. Then we can now update our database. So if I run the update database, it should now generate update our table with the new columns. So if you just come to our database and now run here, let's just wait to see if everything goes well. You see it is done. So I'll come to my table, then select, and I should have my new columns for the created by, you see, created by, created on, modified on, and modified by. So that is it, guys, for today's video. So if you are new to this channel and you like what you are doing, comment down below and subscribe to our channel. See you in our next video. Bye.